Hey team, welcome back. More bad news for you. It's 2026. You're not a full stack closer. You ain't gonna be selling shit this year. My name's Luke. Been in the sales game for over 25 years. And if there's one thing I've learned over my entire sales career is that I've never been able to learn enough. Sales is a process of continuous improvement. And with AI, automation, market sentiment being as low as it's ever been, buyers being more skeptical, you sounding robotic because of your ChatGPT script, 2026 is going to separate the elite closers from everybody else in the sales game. And in this video, I'm going to take you through what exactly a full stack closer is and how you can become elite in 2026. So let's get into it. So what do I mean by full stack? Full stack means if this is our ability to learn sales, if this stack contains all our sales skills, all our hopes, our dreams, our successes, everything we've learned, then this needs to be as full as possible with as many different things. So if we take me, for example, so I first started out in sales over 25 years ago, selling door to door. At the time, I didn't know what the fuck I was doing. But in hindsight, it was a very, very good sort of baptism of fire into the world of sales. Maybe I was too young to really realize what I was doing. But at the same time, what did I learn from door-to-door sales? Well, I learned that door-to-door sales is fucking hard. It was my first learning that, in fact, like when you do get leads, they don't necessarily always want to buy from you. Okay, so I learned about lead quality. That was sort of my first. I also learned that you actually had to be quite confident because essentially you were rocking up to someone's house at dinner time trying to sell them something. Moving on then, I was working into sort of more sort of the health and safety world side of things like that. So I knew that like I had to be quite knowledgeable. Okay, I had to learn quite a lot about the products and services that we were selling and offering. This is also my baptism of fire into cold calling. Okay, so I did an awful lot of cold calling on the phone, and I would have learned a ton of stuff when it came to that. Moving on, then I've spent a lot of time in tech sales as well, doing various different roles. I've done cold calling, done more kind of digital outreach. I've also done face-to-face selling. It's been a huge portion of my career, so we'll do a big box for that, face-to-face selling. Again, when it comes to like buyer personas, I've sold into the boardroom. I've also sold, B2B at the exec level. I've sold B2C. So we can see we're sort of building up skills and experiences that we've done here. Again, when it comes to deal size, okay, we've sold subscriptions. I've sold, multi-year $1 million service deals when I was with big companies like IBM. So again, we're building up all these skills. Then in my later career, I woke up to the world of online sales and high ticket sales and all this kind of cool stuff that I'm sure you're a bit more familiar with than me. Bit of a skills pivot there to online things and maybe remote closing. That says remote closing if you can't read it. Okay, and then I've also probably learned a lot about myself during this time as well. In my late years, as I've got a bit older and I've kind of got into the more mental health side of things, I've sort of learned more on the mental game and how I can improve myself. I've probably gone through a bit of a midlife crisis and kind of aligned my own kind of goals for life around all this as well. Safe to say that for most of my life, I've just kind of cruised along, fell into sales. I've done pretty well, but did I ever have defined goals around my life, my relationships, my work, money, things like that? And so just in a few minutes that we've done there, you can see that even when I just think about myself and my own career, everything I've been through, there's an awful lot of knowledge, skills, and experience here. But look, I've purposely left a little bit of a gap here because there's always room to improve. Always room to improve. Think of the world we're living in now with AI. There's a ton of like automations. There's a ton of tools like ChatGPT that can help me. Whereas before it might take me like days to create a script, I can now do it I can get 80% done in a couple of minutes, then put a bit of nuance on myself. I've also kind of come into the coaching world as well, which is going really well. And so when we think of the full stack closer, this is what we're talking about. Multiple skills, multiple experiences, a wealth of knowledge, a wealth of learning. It's essentially I've done a box, but in hindsight, I might do a circle next time because it is that kind of continuous improvement that we want to that we want to see and build on it. So if this sounds like the kind of closer that you want to be in 2026, check out the links below. There's a ton of free sales assets. Depending on when you're watching this video, I'm not sure if you can work with me right now, but either way, drop your email, get some free stuff, think about being a full stack closer and smash in your sales targets, your goals and your dreams in 2026. See you then.